I'm going to be making jollof rice, Ghanaian jollof rice to be specific. So to start, I have here my mixture of green and red pepper. You can use all green, you can use red depending on you. But I had some that were ripened, so I decided to mix them up. I have here some ginger. I have here onions, medium-sized onions, 5 medium-sized onions. And I have here 5 cloves of garlic. So let's blend this, right? I'm going to be adding 1 large tomatoes, fresh tomatoes to this and blend. So let's blend this and get back to cooking. Hello guys. So I'm done blending. So this is my saucepan on fire, my saucepan for the jollof. So I have in here sunflower oil. So to this oil has been heating on medium heat. I'm adding 1 small onion to this. Wow, everybody loves jollof. Almost everybody. Let me say that. So this is Ghanaian jollof rice. And everybody has different ways of making it. The wind is really blowing over here and it's coming into the kitchen, but it's fine. And to this onion, I'm going to be adding a reasonable amount of tin tomatoes. This is how it looks. 1. So 1.5 ladles of tomato paste. You can use any brand you have. Okay, someone may ask, why am I putting tomato paste in first? You see, most of the time, tomatoes has this aftertaste. So we cook this so that it gets rid of the aftertaste, so that you get more of the natural tomato taste. And when you cook this, it becomes sweeter. So let's allow this to cook for 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. This has been cooking for some time, which is okay. So we are going to add in our blended mixture, which is the onions, ginger, let's mix this. We are going to put a little water in the blender so that we add it to this mixture. Add it. A little more. Then let's gently mix. The color may not look like much, but once the jollof is done, you will see the red color popping as usual. So here we are going to add in the spices that we'll be using. So 2 bay leaf, and then we have here 1 teaspoon curry powder, We are using the Gino brand. We have here 1 tablespoon black pepper, 1 tablespoon cardamom. Use any spice you want, feel free, honestly. We are going to be using 1 shrimp cube. Use any cube you want. A pinch of salt. I'm a chili person. I really love chili, so if I'm going to add extra chili pepper to this, 2 tablespoons chili pepper. So depending on your spice level, use as much as you want. So let's gently mix all this together. Let's taste. Perfect. Oh my goodness, it's so spicy. So let's allow this to cook for 5 minutes, and we're going to add in our rice. So this has been cooking for 5 minutes now, which is perfect. So let's add in the rice. Here is the secret to jollof making. Listen carefully. You have to wash the rice to get rid of this starchiness around the rice so that you can have fluffy rice. So I have washed my rice, double washed rice. So in goes. We are adding every last bit of rice because this is a family favorite. In every Ghanaian home, jollof is a family favorite. Done. So let's mix. Wow, I can already smell it. So let's mix all these together. We are not going to add any water at this stage. We are going to allow the jollof stew to cook this jollof because we already have enough water, and we are going to cook this on medium heat. Exactly, you heard me right. Medium heat. That is the secret to jollof. No more water. So let's cover this and allow this to cook on medium heat. But before we cover, let's taste first to make sure all is well. Perfect. So let's cover this and we'll be back in 25 to 30 minutes time. Ta-da! So the moment of truth. I covered the jollof rice with an aluminium foil to help it cook. I'm so nervous. So let's remove this foil. Wow. Can you guys see this? Oh my. I'm going to be making sobolo, or some people also call it hibiscus drink or tea, any of them. So to start, I have here the sobolo leaves or the hibiscus leaves. This is how it looks. Let me bring it up close to the camera. Exactly. And I have washed this to get rid of the dust. You know, this leaves, sometimes there's dust which gets settled on it whilst they are in store for it to be sold. So this is it. To the sobolo, I'm going to be adding cloves. I have here grains of selim. In my local language, we call it pepper, or in English, it's called grains of selim. And I have here ginger. I have here black peppercorns to give it that kick. And I also have here prekese. So these are going into my sobolo. I also have here one large lemon, which I have peeled and sliced. I have here the peel of the pineapple. I washed everything before I chopped them up. Note, so peels of the pineapple you don't throw away, and the pineapple itself, which is going to also go into my sobolo. So let's assemble this. So let's assemble this before we put it on fire. So as I showed you guys earlier, my pre-washed sobolo, and you see, because I washed it, look, the color is already popping. Let's drop this. We may need to add more water, but let's first put the ingredients in it. So the sobolo goes in. Okay, so for the spices, one thing is you can choose to blend the spices or you can choose to put them whole. It's all up to you, but I prefer to put them whole so that the spices can get infused. You can also choose to blend this, but when you blend this, you're going to get grains of it. So let's put them whole. Prekese goes in. It has already been washed. We have our pepper or grains of celery going in. We also have our black peppercorns going in, and our cloves and our ginger. Now let's add in our skins of pineapple. Why do you need to add pineapple? To give it that fruity taste, a fruity taste. You can also add oranges if you're allergic to pineapple, which is okay. It's still virtually the same. We are adding in lots of pineapple peels and also a lot of pineapple itself to give it that balanced taste. So this is the actual pineapple going in. And you are going to love this when you try it at home. It's one delicious recipe. It's also good for the immune system, helping it fight against various diseases. Okay, so in goes our lemon, as I told you earlier. Pre-diced. This is one large lemon. So let's put this on medium heat and allow it to bubble over between 10 to 15 minutes. So this has been boiling for 15 minutes now. I have here this, look at this, oh my goodness. And can you see how the pineapple has incorporated into the mixture? And then the reason you can blend your spices if you want to, but the reason why I didn't blend this is because it leaves this residue in your sobolo and you don't want that. So 15 minutes is enough for me. You can allow it to boil more if you want more flavor. I placed a lemongrass in it just to enhance the flavor, but that is just by the way. So let's turn off the heat. We're going to allow this to cool completely before we strain. So let's wait for it to cool completely and then we strain. So the sobolo has cooled down for some time. So I have here a plain bowl with a strainer. So I'm going to be fetching, oh, let's get it close. I'm going to be fetching this. Let me get the lighting right. Okay, so we are going to be straining this, okay, gradually, one step at a time. Okay, so whilst I'm straining this, let me tell you the benefits of sobolo. So it's good for your liver because it has antioxidants, which helps promote liver growth. And it's also good for your immune system. It boosts the immune system, which enables it to fight against various diseases. That is why it was the most recommended drink during the COVID time. And then sobolo is also delicious, damn delicious, you know. I would urge everyone to try this. So one thing is, after we strain this, remember you can see the whole apple, pineapples and all that. Don't worry, it's not going to go waste. You can add hot water to this huge apples and lemons and whatever. Just a little bit of hot water to allow it to boil again. Then you can get another set of sobolo. So let's strain everything and then I'll get back to you guys. After straining, this is what I had. So this is my sobolo. Today I'm going to be making Asian style cucumber salad. Yes, or you can call it seasoned cucumber, any of them. So to start, I have here one large cucumber which I have de-seeded, and I'm going to be adding, I have here some chopped spring onion, the green parts with fresh onions. If you don't like this much, you can use a smaller quantity depending on your taste, right? I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon chili flakes or chili powder, any of them. And I'm also going to be adding 1 tablespoon sugar. You can skip this if you don't like sugar. I'm going to be adding a teaspoon sesame oil. You're supposed to use soy sauce, but I've run out of soy sauce, so I'm going to be using just a pinch of salt. I have here salt. This is it. So let's mix this. After mixing, this is what I had. Least I forget, I'm going to be adding 1 clove of diced garlic, small, and let's mix this in. We have to taste, right? So let's take 1. Oh, it's refusing to come. Let's take this with our hand. Listen to the crunch. Wow. Perfect sweetness from the sugar, perfect saltiness from the salt. You have the perfect chili from the chili pepper. You have that kick from the sesame oil. Wow, the onions are coming through. You can add sesame seeds if you have, but I have none at hand. As you can see in front of me, I have peeled apples, which I have soaked in water to stop it from decolorizing, but still you can see the colorization going on. Anyway, I'm going to be making apple crumble today. So I have here 2 large apples, which I have diced or chopped in water. So let me transfer into a saucepan and we add our mixture. The apples are in the saucepan now. So here I'm going to be adding the zest of a lemon and the zest of an orange and the juice of a lemon and the juice of an orange. Wow, this is going to help us get that distinct flavor of an apple crumble. I'm going to be adding here a touch of cinnamon powder. Let's see, about a teaspoon cinnamon powder. And then let's not forget nutmeg. That is also about a teaspoon nutmeg. And then we are going to add our sugar. You know, some people prefer sugary things. I hold on a little on my sugar. So I have here some cubed sugar which I have, crushed. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of sugar. And 2. That should be it. So, but we're going to add more sugar into what we call it, our actual flour, the dough we are going to make on top, the crisp, yes, the crumble that we're going to make on top. So let's make this. So we are going to stew on gas top for about 5 to 10 minutes. While we are going to stew this on the stove, we are going to do our crumble. So for our crumble, we are going to I have here 1 cup of flour, and to this cup of flour we are going to add our cinnamon, 1 tablespoon cinnamon, 1 tablespoon nutmeg. Let me show you the brand I'm using. I'm using Lion, the Lion nutmeg. Let's add in some, this is cold butter. This is salted. If I was using unsalted butter, I would have added a little salt to this mixture. This is where the sugar, we need a lot of sugar. Whoosh. It's stable now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be okay. So since our hands are already cleaned, we are going to fold this in gently. Wow, the butter is really cold. Oh my goodness. If you want more butter, you can add more butter, feel free. This is what makes us get the crumbles that we want. As you keep mixing these in, you realize that the butter will be melting gradually because it's very cold. Let me finish wrapping this in and then get back to you guys. Wow, so this is how I want it to be. Look at it. Wow, it's really crumbly. If you want more butter, feel free to add, right? But we are trying to stay healthy, and you know the sugar has gradually broken down into it. So let's go and wash our hands and check our apples which are stewing. Okay, so our apple has been stewing for 8 minutes now. So I have my oven proof glass bowl here. So let's assemble the apple crumble. We are on the bottom. We are going to put the stewed apples. You can see the cinnamon flavor in it. Wow. Since this was just 2 large apples, it's not much, but I really like how it smells. It smells citrusy, lemony. You can virtually smell the orange flavor. You can smell the lemon flavor. Wow. You can add more apples if you want, but this is just for me alone. So let's top this up with the lovely crumble. I personally prefer more crumbles to apples, but some prefer more apples to crumbles. You are going to cook this for 30 minutes at 200 degrees. I'm going to be using my air fryer to do this. You can use your oven as well. Yes, this is how I like it. More crumbles rather than apples, so that when I top it up with my ice cream or my custard, I get it exactly how I'm looking. Okay, so let's bake this and I'll be back to show you the finished outcome. So guys, this is out from the oven, right from the oven. This is how it looks. Let me bring it to the camera. This is it. So this is the apple crumble. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Essien9332, and you can also email me at essienestar60@gmail.com. And you can follow me on TikTok at EstherAssien0. Thank you for watching, and then bye-bye. I'm making scones. You know, it has that battery texture. So to start, I have here 200 grams of flour, and I have here 50 grams of room temperature butter. It's recommended to use cold butter, but I want to use room temperature butter because I have tested and I have found that this is the best. So you remove the flour from the fridge and you allow it to cool a little bit, then you add it. And I use this to measure my ingredients. I use the scale. Yes, you can see. So to add to this, I'm going to be adding cinnamon powder, a tablespoon cinnamon powder. I'm going to be making apple scones. Yes, a tablespoon cinnamon powder, a tablespoon baking powder, and then I'm going to add 120 grams of milk, and then 120 grams of sour cream. But I don't have any sour cream on hand, so I'm going to use double the amount of milk, which is 240 grams of milk. So let's add this in. Oh, just a minute, guys. I'm opening the milk so that it can come out with ease. I'm using Ideal, so you can use any type of milk you have around. This can gives us 390 grams, so I'm just going to be using what do we call it, 240 grams of this milk. This should be okay. Let's measure together with the ingredients. I know the proportions in mind. Okay, so I just measured this and it was as it's supposed to be. We are going to add in 1 egg, we have not forgotten, we are going to add in sugar, but because it's an apple scone, we have here diced apples. I'm just trying to get, what do we call, a thumbnail for my YouTube video. Pardon me, guys. Okay, so in goes, this is 1 large apple, which I mixed with lemon juice and the zest of a lemon. So let's add in our sugar. So we are going to be adding 2.5 spoons of sugar. I'm using cubed sugar, which I have crushed, so that's why you see the cubes in it. If you want more sugar, feel free to add more sugar. So let's stir this. We are supposed to get a sticky consistency. Exactly. If you don't have a measuring scale, you can use a normal measuring cup. I think I added in too much milk, so I'm just going to add an extra 50 grams of flour just to thicken this a little. This consistency is okay, but let me just add extra 50 grams of flour. 50 grams of flour has been added, so let's mix this in. Exactly, this is the consistency I'm looking for. So in all, we use 250 grams of flour. And before we portion them out onto our aluminium foil or parchment paper for baking, we have to taste this to make sure that it has the right amount of sugar we are looking for, and then right amount of any other spices or any other ingredients. So let's taste this. Wow, this is milky, this is flaky, but the sugar is very low. So I'm going to add in an extra 1.5 tablespoons of sugar, making it 4 tablespoons of sugar. This is it. I added 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. So let's mix this in. You can see the apple. Oh, my camera. You can see the apples in it, guys. This is incredibly rich. Let me just take some and show it to the camera. Look at that consistency. Oh my god, look at that richness from the milk, from the butter. If you add sour cream, you're going to even get a more better flavor. So let's dish this out onto aluminium foil. This is the aluminium foil I'm using Everpack aluminium foil. It's used for wrapping, for grilling, for freezing. You can virtually use it for anything. So roughly scoop them onto the aluminium foil. We are going to bake this for 25 minutes, or you can go the extra mile for 30 minutes. So let's bake this and come out with a final product. Ta-da! So here is our scones. I did it in my air fryer. I think because it's smaller, it's clamped up together, but if you have an oven tray, you can put it on an oven tray and put it in the oven. Okay, I personally think the air fryer is faster. So this is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Essien9332. You can email me at essien60@gmail.com, and on TikTok at Esther. Bye bye. Let me see if I can take one and open it and show you guys. So today I'm going to be making apple cucumber salad, which is refreshing. So to start, we're going to be adding chopped cabbage. I've already washed this cabbage and I have rinsed them with vinegar. So we are assembling the ingredients for the salad. So the first ingredient is cabbage. Cabbage is in. Let's add in our cucumber. All have been pre-dyed, so let's just add it in. Now let's add in tomatoes. We have in there the tomatoes. What's next? We have here our diced apples. I've sprinkled a little lemon on these apples just to prevent it from browning. I'm using 1 large apple. Now let's add in our onions. Now we are going to be adding in, we have our green bell pepper. Last but not least, we are going to add in carrots. This is 1 small carrot. To season, we are going to be adding teaspoon salt. We are going to be adding 2 tablespoons lemon juice. You can use vinegar if you want to, but I prefer lemon juice. We are going to use just a pinch of black pepper. I have a mixture of black pepper and cardamom. Just a pinch. To give it that flavor, because nobody wants to eat raw, tasteless salad. And then you're going to add mayonnaise. So I'm using, this is the common branding, I'm using Unoli mayonnaise. You can use Heinz salad cream, any cream you want. And if you are allergic to, if you are lactose intolerant, you can just use lemon juice, salt, and black pepper, and that's it, with any balsamic vinegar you have. So I'm going to be adding 3 large tablespoons of mayonnaise. So let's mix this salad and I'll show you the outcome. I'm done mixing. This is the outcome. You can see the bits of black pepper in it, and I tasted it. The salt was perfect. It has the right amount of sourness from the lemon juice. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Essien9332, and you can email me at EssienEsther60@gmail.com, and on TikTok at EstherEssien0. This tastes amazing. It has the right balance of sweet and sourness. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye bye.